Hey guys, what's going on? Back with another Cold War Zombies video. And I guess the newest topic that everyone's trying to figure out is what Operatsiya Inversiya is. It's something that's mentioned in the Omega Intel, I believe in Firebase Z Season 2 in Outbreak. I don't remember where specifically I picked up the intel, but a lot of people have been talking about it. So I want to kind of maybe explain what I think it is. And again, the reason I do this, and I kind of really didn't do this too much in the past, is I like to have people figure stuff out, and I don't want to get them discouraged. But there is a fine line between that and what happened in Infinite Warfare zombies and World War II zombies, where there wasn't really someone in the zombies community that could help the zombie YouTubers figure stuff out. And in turn, they would just bash the story and make it sound like it's too complicated. So this is my take on it, and it should explain what it is and how it's going to fit into the next couple maps, and then also maybe how it ties into Black Ops 2. So again, I'm not going to play, I'm just going to read over it really quickly, and I'm going to read the part where it mentions Operatsiya Inversiya. So it says, hey, so it's a conversation between Peck and Gorev, and it says Operatsiya Inversiya is to remain your priority. The colonel, which is Kravchenko, already mentioned it to the Kremlin. Don't make him look bad. And it says just to have your people keep their eyes open, report any signings of Requiem, but do not engage. Leave that to Spetsnaz. We live for this shit. So that's one of the intel that mentions the operation, and the other one is between Well, actually, it's a monologue between Valentina, and it says, "I just returned from the Kremlin, where I presented the list of proposed targets for Operatsiya Inversiya to the General Secretary and select members of the Committee for State Secretary. The results were mixed. Don't think she." Well, I'll keep reading because honestly, sometimes I skim over this stuff myself, but it says I should be pleased that the overall plan was so well received. Perhaps they realized that without bold action, the Soviet Union could collapse within a decade. So it's an operation of sorts that is trying to help, it looks like, Russia, maybe have Russia become powerful like how it was, or the Soviet Union. Not really Russia, I guess the Soviet Union. Russia came after the breakup of the Soviet Union, and Soviet Union was a bunch of countries around Russia that made up the Soviet Union. But they got defeated in World War II, and they had to break up and and stuff like that. So that's just a rough outline of what we know so far of the operation. So I'm going to show you how I solve stuff. Again, I'm not here to discourage anyone. I did watch a couple videos. I'm not going to say who's on the right track, who's not on the right track. And then also, I don't want to make it seem like I'm being toxic. But I just like people, and I tell people they should do more theory videos or more videos trying to explain stuff, trying to figure stuff out, which I think is cool. I think that's kind of how you help figure stuff out, anyways. So it's kind of like trial and error, so to speak. You can maybe at first figure stuff out, maybe narrow it down, look at other things. So this is how I figure stuff out or solve stuff. So what I did first is I went to Google Translate and I translated what Operatsiya Inversiya translates into, and it's from Russian. Obviously, you can see it says Russian was the detected language, and the English translation is Operation Inversion. Again, I'm not going to go over what other people have made videos about because, ironically, that's one reason I started doing this on YouTube, is because when I used to solve stuff, people used to immediately, maybe the same day, next day, put up a video trying to discredit it because they don't want themselves to look bad in front of their subscribers and viewers and stuff like that. So I'm not going to do the same thing. I know everything is in cycles, and I don't want to now be the one that can solve stuff and bash people and try and discredit people. I'm just saying there's a lot of videos out there, and the more videos people make, the more helpful it could be into figuring out what's coming. So I applaud and encourage people to make videos. So this is my take on it, what I think the solve is, or what I think where we're going. So again, so the two words, one being operation, one being inversion. Next, you would want to, if you probably know what it is, but what I did, I broke down or Google searched the definition of inversion and trying to see how this fits into everything, how it would work the most or fit our story the best way. So the best and actually the first definition is a reversal of position, order, form, or relationship, such as a change in normal word order. So that's talking more about like vocabulary, um, and some of it talk about music, which is funny because that's music and zombies have always been a big thing, so that's something interesting to keep an eye on. And example B, I guess, the condition of being turned inward or inside out. Um, so the other stuff I'm not going to go over too much. I know there's mathematical stuff like that. But the first definition, I think, is the best one. A reversal of position, order, form, or relationship. And I think that's the thing. Inversion is going to be like the big overlining topic or storyline. It's probably going to give a couple versions of inversion or a couple examples in the storyline of inversion. So what it reminds me of, I'm going to show you how this all kind of fits in together. Keep in mind too what I've mentioned yesterday. I've mentioned probably since 2017. Movies are 100% the driving force behind the zombie storyline. Why Kino Der Toten is so important, why Infinite Warfare and Willard Wyler is so important, why Transit Buried Diaries is so important. A lot of those stories come from a director in real life. So what Treyarch Call of Duty does, it blurs the line between reality and fiction. Where like if you've seen some movies, and I'll mention one that I've mentioned before, Back to the Future. Now it's cool to see that Back to the Future movie storyline thrown into our zombie storyline. Again, Willard Wyler movies. Willard Wyler was a real person. They changed his name a little bit. He was a German director. To see some of his movies and ideas thrown now into the video games and stuff like that is pretty cool. Having said all that, I'm not gonna tell you what movie this is from. I might eventually, you know, bring that up or make a video down the road. But for now, we're just talking about Operatsiya Inversiya. And I'm going to go with the definition of a reversal of position, of order, form, or relationship. Again, it's probably going to show a couple examples coming up in the storyline. And I'm going to kind of show you also. So what it reminded me of is the time bomb. So this could be like our new version or maybe the origins of the time bomb. Where, okay, let's just say you put down the time bomb on round 2. You get to round 10 and you die, or maybe you forget that you messed up a step on round 2. Or not even round 10, that might be too far. Let's say you drop it on round 2. If you don't remember how it works, you drop the time bomb, and then on round 2, then when you get to round 4, let's say you either let's say on round 2 you have all your perks in cash or something like that. But on round 5, your battery dies and your controller shuts off, and then you end up getting knocked or whatever. So you revive yourself maybe, or your teammate revives you, and you're like, hey, I want to get back all my perks, my battery died or something like that. So you hit the stopwatch on the right hand, and then now you get inverted back to round 2. You have all your perks, you have all your cash, and you have your quick revive because you didn't go down or whatever it is. You have like all your 4 perks that you've gotten. So this could be Treyarch's way of showing maybe how the time bomb was created, um, or another example of the time bomb. Let's just say, and I've mentioned this before, transit, buried, diarized. Some of the concepts have been used throughout other games and maps and stuff like that. Maybe they don't want to use the time bomb again, but they like the idea of the time bomb. And it's a big difference between time travel, where time travel is like, um, boom, I just want to go back to like 1955 or whatever. You set the time machine to 1955. Inversion is more like, I want to go back to that time, but I also want to relive every event between 2012 and 1955. Or to make it a better example, let's just say, today's Monday and you lost your wallet, you want to go back to Saturday. You don't want to just time travel back to from Monday to Saturday. Maybe you went to the bar or something, you got drunk and you lost your wallet or at the bar, you forgot where you left it, or somebody jacked it or something like that. You want to go back to Saturday, but you can't just go to a time machine and, hey, poof, I'm back in 19 uh, I'm back on Saturday, and you have to relive from Monday to Sunday to Saturday night or Saturday afternoon. So you're actually inverting everything back to the way it was on Saturday. So you can see, because let's just say you time travel back to Saturday. You don't know how you lost your wallet when you lost it, but if you invert back to Saturday, you can watch the events unfold and see the exact moment when you lost your wallet. Again, these are concepts that are out there, and hint movies that are out there. Um, so it could be the new way of telling the time bomb. Maybe they just didn't like the way the original Treyarch crew devs wrote the time bomb in, which also came from another movie if you look at it. So maybe they don't like the idea of the time bomb. You want to rewrite it like, hey, instead of just going back to that certain point in time, you get to relive what happened and kind of see how it unfolded, what went wrong, and maybe you can alter the history as it's happening. So I'm not gonna dwell on it too much. I think that pretty much got the point across, where you're not just literally flashbacking back to Saturday or 1955 or January. You're actually inverting, living those events unfold in reverse order, um, kind of similar to the time bomb. So the best example too, and it's funny because as I was thinking about piecing all this together, it's funny. It's almost like Treyarch and Call of Duty is sitting right next to me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a it's a miracle, from the zombie gods or whatever. So they released a sniper Mastercraft today, and today's like April 9th. So it actually shows that inversion process, and it's hinting at what's coming for uh, Kino and what's coming for Outbreak and the whole storyline of Operation Inversion, which is also, again, Operatsiya Inversiya. So let me see if I can get that to play again. So basically, the bullet is reverting or inverting back to the way it was, or you can manipulate the bullet into going into the sniper rifle the way you want it to go. And I guess he pulls the I don't even know what that's called, but he pulls the thing and it brings a new bullet, and the bullet goes into the sniper rifle. So this is another example of inverting, and this is obviously done on purpose by Treyarch to kind of start setting up the storyline that's coming in Outbreak and eventually Kino Der Toten. And the last proof or evidence or example, I guess is the best way to put it, is I made a Kino Der Toten trailer back in September, and this is going to get the point across the best way. So in Kino Der Toten, it's a burnt down movie theater, I guess, or burnt down playhouse or or opera house. So I made this trailer back in September, and it's showing, the player in a burnt out Kino Der Toten. And that's something I always wanted in Chronicles and in the zombie storyline. Instead of just remastering the map, tell us how we got to this point, how it connects to the future, maybe even like Infinite Warfare and Exo Zombie stuff that's in the future, how stuff that's happening now connects to those storylines. Like how did we get in the future and the zombie stuff is still happening. So this is pretty much Inversion in a nutshell, where the movie theater is burnt out. Kino Der Toten's burnt out, the chandelier's on the ground, but now they hit the machine or whatever, and they can invert time back to the way it was. And it's inverting everything, and you're seeing it happen as it unfolds between your eyes. And let's say you don't want the chandelier to go all the way back to the top, or you just want it to be half put back to normal. You can maybe stop or change the events, or let's say when the chandelier, or before the chandelier gets to the top, you switch it with something else. So you can manipulate or change the events as it's reversing in front of your eyes. So again, you go from a burnt out movie theater, and this is probably how Omega is going to get Kino back to the way it was, maybe back in 1912 or whatever. So instead of, again, of going through another burnt out, hopefully, instead of going through another burnt out movie theater, another Kino Der Toten, people are going to complain that, oh, it's just another reused asset. Now we're actually using the Operation Inversion, and we're getting the Kino, but we're getting it in the new Omega, outpost version of it. Not everything has to be so burnt and crumbled and decrepit and falling apart. Maybe they would want us to have like, hey, let's have a brand new Kino Der Toten, before the events, and then maybe at the end cutscene for Kino or the Berlin map that we see maybe a different event unfold. Maybe it doesn't burn down, or maybe we see it, burn down a different way. So basically, you're again in Kino, and it's a burnt out movie theater or opera house or playhouse or stage, and then they hit the inversion machine or time bomb, and they go back to Kino, but you get to see how Kino unfolds before your eyes. You get to see everything kind of go back to new. You get to see the chandelier, how it was meant to be, or you get to maybe see how it burnt down. Maybe Omega blew it up, or Requiem blew it up, and then now they're trying to like get their outpost, their Omega outpost, back to the way it used to be. Maybe Omega is going to be the one with the time bomb, and they're the ones that are going to hit the machine to reset everything back to like 1870 or whatever it was, or World War II. And maybe this now they'll be able to, instead of having to spend years of rebuilding, their outpost, now they could just hit a button and invert back to the way it was. Anyways, I thought that would be the best example and to help people out of what Operatsiya Inversiya is. I want to say what people are saying out there, but I don't want to be toxic. I don't want to do to people what what was done to me years ago. But this is my version of what I think it's going to be. Again, there's a lot more proof out there. If you want more proof of where this information came from, I could do it, but not right now. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.